My name is Stephen Nyamongo. I'm a person living with disability. I have physical disability. I live with two conditions, namely amelia, whereby someone, it's a congenital conditions where someone is born without the proper or fully formation of the limbs. For instance, my fingers and my foot. I also have another condition called pareidolia, where I see faces in inanimate objects. Living with disability is not easy, as it seems. Sometimes we face different challenges according to the type of disability one is going through. There are those who can't see, there are those who can't hear, there are those who can't walk. So depending on the type of disability, other people need to understand what kind of disability and how these challenges affect the daily lives of these individuals. For instance, as a person living with disability, I have no leg, so movement is kind of hopping around. At times, for those who can't walk, those who have whose limbs are so in the conditions, like those individuals with polio, or those who can't stand, or those who are paralyzed, they can't move. Such conditions, people need to understand what kind of challenges we face. For instance, if a person living with physical disabilities, they should maneuver around, do their own things, personal stuff, washing, taking care of themselves, and such kind of stuff. For people living with disability, these challenges opens up our minds better. For those people who can't adjust to the conditions presented, for instance, if I can't move around by walking normally as other people, I can hop around or crawl, or sometimes drag them myself on the ground to get to from point A to point B. With this set of challenges, there are so many things we overcome, and by overcoming these challenges, we gain an extra advantage above it all. For instance, for people living with disabilities, in my case, I have a physical disability, but I can do other creative things. I can draw, I can sing, I can dance, I can participate in athletics. Some people are disadvantaged, they can't do that to some point, and it's a bad thing, but it's not such a bad thing to tell a person with disability. They really understand these conditions. That's why the mind tries each and every time to overcome such a challenge. We as a person living with disabilities, it's our duty to try and explain ourselves to others, to make others understand who we are, what we can do, our challenges, how we overcome them, and what we need to know and to do, what others need to know and to do, so that we can become a better society after all. When we talk about disabilities, we have myths and misconceptions about all these stuff happening in our societies, in our communities at large. So you find parents and parents of individuals living with disabilities, or the children, and the individuals living with disability. They have the society as it is at large, whether depending on the geographical regions or the setting. We have myths and misconceptions of all kinds. There are those people who believe that living with disability is a form of curse brought upon by the community or by other natural forces. But as people, as a community of people living with disability, we are challenged, and it's our role to come out and express ourselves and tell the individuals that living with disability or challenges is not a curse. It's something, it's more, it's beyond our control. We can do all kinds of stuff, all things that we can do, but it's a myth where someone thinks that being disabled is a curse. There are those who are born, of course, with disabilities. There are those who gain the disabilities as they grow through accident or some other form. And as at a personal level, I dispute that a disability or a challenge is a curse. That one I dispute strongly. As Stephen Nyamongo, I have a message to parents whose children live with disability or who are born with disability. There are those parents who gave birth to their children, very normal. They end up becoming disabled. That's a different case. But they all come to the community of people living with challenges and combating disability each day and each day out. So parents, it's such a gift to have someone who has challenges and they still can combat life as it is with the different challenges that are presented, with the different circumstances and situations that come and arise. There are so many people who don't have disabilities or challenges or are not in any way compromised physically or in any other way, yet they can't face life with the aggressiveness with which people who live with disability do. To such an instance, you can get to understand that it's another form of power or else another form of ability concealed within these individuals. It's such an amazing gift to live a life, and it's such an amazing gift to live a life where you also feel like you are part of a community or a family. So each and every parent should never feel stigmatized to have a child who is living with disability or to be associated with someone who has disability. For each and every individual living with a disability, it's a chance, it's a mind-opening chance to know and understand yourself. It is the greatest gift to ever know and understand life as it is, to overcome the challenges that come along. It is not easy. Each and every individual living with disability can agree upon this term. But whatever that does not kill you makes you even much stronger. For all those people living with disability out there, it is a message and an awakening call so that you can feel the impact and the goodness you have brought into society. I don't know how we could describe a disability or a challenge or how we could explain the people. There are those people who are born very fit, but they cannot add up to express the goodness and efforts they have, the power in them to express the goodness of life. But we, individuals living with disability, we face life, we live it, we enjoy, and we are here to help express it from our own way, in our own language, in a form that will help others appreciate and get to know that living with disability does not affect or make you a weaker person. It just makes you stronger. For instance, someone with only a single leg can compete athletically, can do stuff, live a life to the fullest, and do other things. What could stop you from achieving the goals, whatever the situation is? It cannot seem any better or hard or easy, but the best thing about it all is to express life from the perspective that we stand as people living with disability or challenges. For you should know that you are a very unique person and you are a very special person to the world and to yourself. Life is the greatest gift of them all. We live to define it and express our uniqueness as people living with disability. Thank you so much.